Hi guys, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about how to prepare an amortization table for a mortgage loan. So I have already prepared the layout of this table, and what we are going to basically do is to populate this with the given as well as the formulas that you would need. In yellow are the items that we need to manually input. Then on the white cells, they are supposed to be populated with formulas or constants. So, disclaimer, I am not going to show the amortization formula for Excel. I'm not going to use the amortization formula for Excel, but rather what I'm going to use will be the simple mathematical operations. Okay? And there you go. So for this table, you would need the following: the principal, the annual interest, and the term of the loans, which is the number of years to maturity. Then for the purpose of putting it in the calculation, please prepare the months per year, which is of course 12. And the number of months in total, this would be a product of the number of months in a year, that's in H5, multiplied by the term, the number of years to maturity. Okay, so there you go. So I'm going to put an example here. Let's say you have a principal amount of 3 million. Principal amount of 3 million. The annual interest is, let us say, 12%. And the term of the loan is 10 years. So again, the number of months per year is 12. So it would follow that the number of months will be 120. That's 10 times 12. So I'm going to put here the number of months. So this would be first month. I'm going to use a special formula. Row this, the ninth row minus the 8th row. Then there you go. Now make sure that the 8th row, we're going to put the dollar sign, or simply press F and F4 if you're using a laptop. Again, that's F and F4. If you're using a desktop, just press F4. There you go. This row minus this row is 1. Then the second term will no longer move, considering that we put a dollar sign. Again, the purpose of the dollar sign is for the formula not to shift the cell, the formula not to shift the cell. Anyway, if you go to the second month, notice that the formula B8 is unmoved. So let us continue until 120 months. 120 months. Okay. There you go. We have 120 months. So this would be your first column, 120 months. Then after the first column, you have the beginning balance. It's the beginning of the month. Amortization payment in the meantime should be left blank. This is supposed to be inputted. Then of the amortization payment, part of it will go to interest and part of it will go to principal. Then after deducting the amount of payment for principal from the beginning balance, we will have the ending balance. So the beginning balance, this is equal to 3 million. So this is equal to E4. FNF4. Okay. This is equal to E4. Put the dollar signs so that it wouldn't move. Beginning balance is 3 million. Then a part of this will go to interest, a part of this will go to principal. As for the portion that will go to interest, this is what you shall do. Press equals and then go to the beginning balance. That's in D9. This is equal D9 multiplied by the annual interest rate of 12%. put the dollar signs. So that's FN F4 or simply F4 for desktop. Then multiply this, divide this by the number of months per year because this is only an interest payable for the month, the first month to be exact. You will have 30,000 pesos going to interest. What about the principal? The amount that will proceed to the principal would be the amortization payment less interest. So simply put this equal to E9 minus F9. E9 minus F9. The portion of the amortization payment not going to interest will go to the principal. And then the ending balance, this is equal to 3 million, the beginning balance, minus the portion that shall go to the principal. So that's in G9. So D9 minus G9. And there you go. Okay, so let's now populate the entire table with the formulas. Beginning balance of the first month less the principal payment from the amortization is equal to ending balance. The end of the first month is the beginning of the second month. So I'm going to just put this equal to H9. The beginning of the second month is equal to the ending of the first month. Okay, so we will do this until the last month, which is month 120. Okay, we're going to populate it with the same formula. As for our amortization payment, we do not know what this is yet. So what we know is that this is a constant amount. So just press equal to the amortization payment in E9, FN F4, so that the cells wouldn't shift. So that's $E, $9. Okay, then let it go until the last month. Okay, that's month 120. So far, we have no figure here. For the interest, again, this is calculated as the beginning balance times the annual interest divided by 12 months a year. So this would be the same formula for all of the months. The principal payment is the difference between the total amortization payment and the amount pertaining to interest. So for interest and principal payments, and then the ending balance, this is of course the beginning balance minus the principal repayment. Okay, for the last three before we go to the last three payments, so I forgot to make sure that H5 will not shift. So this is F and F4. Make sure that you would have $H, $5, so that the cells wouldn't shift. So for the last three columns, what we will basically do is we're going to use the same for the rest of the table. And there you go. There you go. So we know for a fact that when we arrive at the last month, the ending principal amount should be zero. The loan should have been completely paid by then. So what we're going to do is to look for the right amortization payment for that. Okay, so we are going to the data tab, and we will use what if analysis goal seek. So the condition is that H128 should be equal to 0. In other words, the loan should completely be paid by the end of 120 months. By changing cell, of course, we're going to change the amortization payment because we do not know what this is. And then just press enter and then OK. Excel will do the rest. So notice that at the end of the table, just click OK. Notice that at the end of the table, you would have a zero balance by the end. And there you go. You now have the amortization payment, which is not going to change. It's 43,041 pesos all throughout. The interest payment is decreasing as time passes by, and the amount going to the principal increases as time goes by. Naturally, they both come from the amortization payment, so they should be equal. The sum of them should be equal to the amortization payment. So whatever is being asked for, especially the amortization payment, you would be able to answer. So that would be it in the preparation of an amortization table for a mortgage loan. Thank you for listening and see you in our next video lectures.
Like this video if you find this helpful. Hit that notification bell to be updated for future videos.